Hey guys, Enoki Halusa here, and today I thought I'd do another JoJo's Bizarre Adventure video, this time based on one of the most iconic scenes from Stardust Crusaders. Just like the I'm Approaching You scene, this one just has the same sort of impact and has had many memes made of it, as a lot of JoJo scenes have had already. This one is the Dio drops a steamroller on Jotaro scene. Now, everyone's should be very familiar with this scene if you're a JoJo fan, and if you're not a JoJo fan, you probably know this scene anyway. Basically, what I want to do is I want to show the difference between 3 different scenes, although 5 times, which is the audiobook manga, the OVA, English dub and Japanese dub, and of course the Japanese and English dub of the anime. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is I've got those up there right now so you can see them. What we're doing, I'm going to show you each scene, but before I do that, please click the poll at the top right hand corner and choose your favorite now. Right, so before I show you each scene and talk about each scene and how I feel like it impacts and which one is actually my favorite, I already have a favorite in mind. Click what your favorite one is and tell me if you change your mind at the end. We'll see how this rolls out. Anyway, so this video that I'm going to use is actually on YouTube already. It's by a YouTuber called Yen. So, anyway, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but I'm going to put the link in the description. Please check that video out. It's already had 345,401 views, so it's very popular. And it is every steamroller scene in JoJo media since 1993 to 2019. Now, this also includes the games, but we're not going to be looking at the games. We're only going to be looking at the ones that I listed. Okay, so without further ado, Let's give this a go. Right, so while this is playing, I'm probably going to remain quiet and then talk about the scene afterwards. So this is the the manga audiobook scene.
とどめだ、ジョータロウ。このロードローラーで貴様を回路の路面に埋め込んでくれる。ディオ！ このディオは負けるはずがないのだ。無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄。
Okay, so in that scene, obviously, we've got quite a lot of impact. There's a lot of, like, shouting. You can really feel the intensity of it and everything. And but that's just the audiobook. And obviously, it doesn't have background music as well, so it doesn't create the scene. But you sort of get the same feel for it. So, you know, and that's obviously in Japanese. And I think, you know, with the Japanese score, the Japanese dub, it really does have a big impact. But let's move on to the OVA, and this is the Japanese dub of the OVA in 1993. So it's the same scene, although they did change one element of it. Instead of using a steamroller, they decided to go with a gas or fuel truck. So here we go. Okay, so obviously that was the Japanese for the OVA. The idea with the freezing time where it goes completely silent, I really like that. It does seem to lack, I think, in my personal opinion, it lacks a little bit of like intensity in that particular scene, because there's not too much, you know, reaction, if you like. Jotaro's not really making much sound. Dio is really, you know, just punching away. He's not screaming away like he is in the audio book. So I don't know. It feels like something's missing from it. But I mean, that could be just my personal opinion. You might have a different opinion of me. Let's have a look at the English dub for the OVA, and let's see how that one plays out.
An oil tanker for you. Crushed to death.
Okay, so again, with the English version of that scene, we get less intensity again. It's very sort of calmly spoken. You know, the reaction's not that intense. The look on their faces, you know, obviously Jotaro's got the look of fear in his face because he thinks he's going to be like squashed to death. But there's no desperation. You don't feel like there's much of a desperate sort of like feeling like, oh no, this is really happening, and oh, you know, that's it, I'm a goner type thing. Whereas Dio doesn't seem to be like, you know, going absolutely crazy, trying to like, you know, destroy his foes sort of thing. He's just sort of, I don't know, it looks like he's having fun with it, but it doesn't sound like there's much going on. So, and obviously it's an oil tanker, so it's completely different to the original manga scene and obviously the anime scene, which we'll be coming up to next. Give me 2 seconds to just find the anime scene, because we have got quite a few gaming scenes here. I believe we have it. Oh, there's a nice picture of Dio there. This is the anime scene, Japanese. This obviously has the soundtrack and everything in it as well. So, without further ado, here we go. Okay, so I mean that is the Japanese scene, and in my personal opinion, now I'm not gonna like spoil it just yet, but you can really feel the intensity in that one. I mean, you could see the you know, Dio is over enjoying that, and he thinks that he's won the fight. He's you know, straight up. Jotaro is really fighting for his last breath on that one. It looks like he's struggling a little bit as well and panicking slightly. Obviously, we know how the scene ends up. We know where it goes from there. But, you know, that scene, especially with the soundtrack as well, that soundtrack in the background, that really gives more sort of more of an intense, desperate feeling. And obviously the power behind each hit, because you can hear each crunch and each bash and clap. And Dio really screaming it out. Even when he throws the steamroller down onto him, that quote, the way it's delivered is just more powerful than you know, the previous two adaptations, and obviously, you know, Jotaro's the struggling sound as well, which is really cool. It's really good. I'm gonna have to move this bit a bit back because I think I paused it a little bit too early. A bit more. Yeah. Okay, right. So this one is the last scene that we're going to break apart and talk about, and this is the English dub of the anime scene, which would be, I suppose, the final version of it, because aside from the games, this was the last time it was redubbed, re-recorded, and put back out. So okay, without further ado, here we go.
7 seconds. I'm going to roll all over you! It's too late! time to die! 8 seconds! Ah! I'll obliterate you!
And there we have it. Basically, all 5 scenes completely broken apart. I don't know. I mean, what is your? Let's find a good picture to just pause it on. Oh, that's a good picture. Oh dear, that is some evil look in his face. Jesus. But I mean, you could see. I mean, look at the intensity in that look. I mean, whew. He's an angry, but like, you know, really sort of like pleased with himself as well. I don't know. I'm not really sure about the green lipstick, but you know, hey, I don't judge. But I mean, what you? I'm going to put the poll up again, right? The poll's going up again now. But okay, in my personal opinion, I would say that I preferred the Japanese dub of that scene. It really hammered home. I mean, like, the English dub is good of that scene in the anime, but I think the Japanese dub for the anime is the best version of that scene. And the reason being is because, for me, there was more deliverance in the intensity of the way that they deliver their lines. I mean, don't get me wrong, the English dub as well is good, but the Japanese just had more intensity in the way they delivered that as well. Plus, it has the extra meme that everyone knows with the WY, WHY, whatever it is, where he smashes the steamroller down in the last go. But I still think that that's more intense. It has more intense, more desperation on Jotaro's side, more sort of like energy from Dio's side. And if I had to pick that, then that would be the one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's entirely up to you which one you believe is the best one. But personally, for me, I would say the Japanese dub of the anime delivered it the best. The soundtrack went perfectly with it. I mean, the soundtrack's the same in the English dub for it as well, but the soundtrack seemed to go better with the Japanese voices than it did with the English voices, in my personal opinion. And Dio's Japanese voice actor is an amazing voice actor. He really delivers the hard lines. But anyway, that's enough of me sort of jabbering on about that. Please put your comments down below. Tell me if you did change your mind from your original vote, and check out some of these other videos that are in the links in the right hand top corner. And yeah, stay cool, keep it easy, and be cool to each other. All right, peace.